Good afternoon, students. Welcome to your English live class. Students, the last class we were discussing about verb, and it's a quick recap of 2 to 3 minutes. We learned that verb means action word which shows the action of a person or a thing, right? And then we discussed about various forms of verbs, especially ing and the rules to make ing form of the verb. So we learned that we have to add ing form to many of the verb directly and to those verb which is ending with e. And before that, if there is a consonant, then we have to drop e before adding ing, such as take, taking. And again we learned that there are some other verbs which is ending with y, and in that case we have to omit y and add ing. For example, try, trying. And the next thing what we learned is, if the second last letter of a verb is a vowel and if the last letter is a consonant, then we have to double the last consonant and add ing. For example, swimming, right? So we learned about ing form of the verb, and yesterday we learned about how to form past tense of the verbs, right? So while we were discussing about the past tense, I told you most of the verbs form their past tense form just by adding ed to it directly. Those type of verbs are called regular verbs. For example, jump, jumped, talk, talked, walk, walked. We are adding ed at the end of the verb directly and form the past tense of that verb. There are exceptions again. We discussed again in yesterday that if the verb is ending with y, then we have to omit y and add ied to form the past tense of that particular verb. For example, carry, carried, right? So students, we have discussed these particular spelling rules for making past tense of the verb in the last class, and again we discussed that some of the verbs changes the form totally when the past tense are formed, such as run became ran, run becomes ran, and see becomes so, right? Go becomes went in past tense, right? So those type of verbs are called irregular verbs. So today we are going to discuss about future tense. Okay. How do we express our thoughts or actions in future tense? This is what we are going to discuss today, right? So, to express the actions which we are going to do in the future, that means we do some of the actions yesterday, we did some of the actions yesterday, and we do some of the actions today, and we will be doing some of the actions tomorrow, right? So the actions what we are going to do in future are going to be described in future tense, right? So how we will do it, how we will express our actions and thoughts in future tense. Students, we have to use will, the helping word will, to express our thoughts and actions in future. The helping verb will help us to express our thoughts in future. Same as that, you might have seen that is, are helping us to express our thoughts in present tense, right? So will is the verb which is going to help us to express our thoughts in future. And along with that, there is one more verb which will help us to speak about our actions in future, that is called as shall. Okay. And how do we use it in future tense? Look here. There is a format for expressing our thoughts and actions in future tense with the help of will, that is subject plus will or shall plus V1. V1 means the first form of the verb or the base form of the verb plus object. You are in third standard, I know, so that I am going to simplify what I have written. Subject means you know already, subject means the doer of the action. I am looking at you. Who is looking at you? I. So I is called the subject. He rode the cycle fast. Who rode the cycle fast? He. So he is the subject of that particular sentence. So subject means the doer of the action. The subjects may be I, you, we, they, he, she, it, or any singular noun such as Arun, a cat, a monkey, a man, or any plural nouns such as the students, the teachers, the dogs, the cats, etc. Right? So the subject के साथ में you have to add will or shall. After the subject you have to add will or shall, and after this will or shall you have to add the base form of the verb. We have already discussed in brief what is the base form of the verb. For example, jump, cry, look, taste, cook. That means the verbs which do not have a special ending such as ing, ed, es, s, d, etc. are called the base form of the verb. We have discussed it, right? So you have to add the base form of the verb. Then after the base form of the verb, whatever the other things are there to support the statement or the sentence, those are called object that can be written. So I will give you a sample or write a sample, you can see it. I will go to Pune next month. You see here I is the subject plus will or shall, and V1 means first form of the verb is go, and to Pune next month is the object. So I hope students you understood it. This is subject, this is will or shall, and this is V1, and this is object. Okay? I hope you understood, right? So this sentence, in this sentence we didn't use no or not. So this is a positive sentence. If we use no or not in any sentence, it is called a negative sentence. So how do we express our thoughts or actions in a negative sentence in future tense? You have already learned that isn't, aren't, wasn't, weren't, right? Here, will plus not, it will change into won't in past tense. Sorry, not in past tense, sorry, in negative sentences in future tense. Will plus not becomes won't. So, we use want to express our thoughts or actions in future tense in negative sentences. Okay. So here you see, I will go to Pune next month. This is a positive sentence. Why? Because we haven't added no or in these sentences. Let's see another positive sentence. My uncle will My uncle will buy a car next week. So here, who is the doer of the action or subject? Children, type it in the slide chat. Who is the doer of the action or who is doing the action in this sentence? My uncle will buy a car next week. Type fast, let me see how many of you are there in the class. Buy is the verb bete. Who is doing the action? What is the subject of this particular sentence? My uncle will buy a car next week is the sentence which I have written. Who will buy a car next week? If you ask the question who to the sentence, then you will get the answer and that answer is the subject. If you ask a question with the who to the sentence, definitely you will be having an answer. That answer is the subject. Okay, so type the answer fast in the live chat column. Yes, my uncle, Hannah Gupta has corrected herself. Very good. But then, my alone is a proverb. Sorry, not proverb, it's a pronoun. My alone is a pronoun. So you have to write these both the words. Okay. My uncle is the subject here and will is already there to express the action in future tense because this is the helping verb which is helping us to express the actions and thoughts in future tense. And by is the V1, that means first form of the verb. A car next week is the object. Okay? My uncle is the subject, will is the auxiliary verb or helping verb, and by is the V1, and a car next week is the object. And this is a positive sentence. Why? Because we are not using no or not in this particular sentence. Let's see one more sentence. We will attend a party tomorrow. What is the verb here? Sorry, subject here. We will attend a party tomorrow. What is the subject? I know that many of you have native issues. So I will be writing it here. Subject is be, will. Helping verb is already there. Yes. Many are typing. Okay, good. Be. Now, what is the first form of the verb or V1? V1 means first form of the verb or base form of the verb. Yes. Attend. Good, Vanshika. So V1 is attend. What is the object here? Object is a party tomorrow. Okay, this is the V1. So children, I hope you understood the format which we use in future tense to express or form our actions or thoughts. That means to form the sentences. Okay. Now let's just see and modify these same sentences and form negative sentences in future tense. Same sentences when we change it into negative, I hope you can understand better. See, I will go to Pune next week. Means मैं next week Pune जाऊंगा. Now I want to say that means I want to say that next week मैं नहीं जाऊंगा, पुणे नहीं जाऊंगा. That means I want to express my action or thought in this sentence in negative by using no or not. If you use no or not, you can change the sentence into negative. I already told you for that we use the helping verb will plus not and it turns into want. We use want to express our thoughts or actions in negative in future tense. So how will we change? Here, after I, we have used will. We will just remove this will and instead of will, we will just add want. So you see, now I have expressed my thought in negative in future tense. I will go to Pune next week turned into I won't go to Pune next week. Same format, but only thing is that we change the auxiliary verb will into want. That's all. Okay. So I won't go to Pune next week. Let's change the sentence 2. This is sentence 1, 2 and 3. Sentence 2 into negative sentences. How will we change? My uncle will buy a car next week. That is the sentence. How can we change it? Wow, very good, Ahana Gupta. Is it Ahana who is typing? My uncle won't buy a car next week. Very good. My uncle won't buy a car next week. Good. So let's start change the third sentence. We will attend a party tomorrow into a negative sentence. How will we change it into negative sentence? We will attend a party tomorrow is the sentence. Kids, change it into a negative sentence. Type the answer in. Yeah, Shreyanshi Dali, very good. Change it into negative sentence. Okay. Okay. Children, many are attending. 20 students are attending right now, and I am getting the answer of only 2 students. I request other students also to type the answers very fast in your live chat forum. So, we won't attend a party tomorrow. So, your lesson 22 is over. Your lesson 22, you need to learn about forming past tense form of the verbs, and you need to learn the future tense, base form of the future tense, how to form future tense sentences, and how to express our thoughts or actions in negative sentences in future tense. This is what we have learned today. So I told you the format which we use to form future tense sentences is subject plus will or shall plus B1 plus object. If you want to express your thoughts or ideas or actions in negative sentence in future tense, there is only one change, that is subject plus what plus V1 plus object. V1 means base form of the verb. So based on what you have learned right now, you will get some assignments in your Google Classroom. Solve it and send to me. Okay. Also, based on your literature lesson, you will have a test in Google spreadsheet on Monday. Okay. So, children, prepare very well, learn the lesson, and be ready for the test by Monday. It is Piper of Hamelin. I know that you might not have forgotten that lesson because you have seen a beautiful film of that particular lesson, and I have sent you the link. Those who want to watch it again, you can watch it again and be sure about the content of the lesson and prepare seriously for the examination or the test which will take place on Monday. And you have done the beautiful activity. You have done the activity beautifully that many of you did that activity sincerely. You made the rangoli of that Piper, and I have seen that because it is made by the children, many of the Pipers which you have made had no perfection, but I appreciate the honesty what you have done, what you have shown in that activity. Okay, children. So here, before we wind up, we will just see what is the meaning of subject. Subject means the doer of the action. What is verb? Verb is the action performed by the subject in a sentence. And how to form the positive sentences in future tense is given here. Subject plus will or start plus V1 and object. If we use this format, we can form the sentences in positive in future tense. And if you want to form negative sentences in future tense, then you have to use the format subject plus want plus V1 plus object. Okay. So solve the exercise and send to me. Why so many smileys are here? Smriti Tiwari, Anjani Pathak, Prashant Kaire. Why are you keeping so many these emojis? Instead of typing all these emojis, you type the answer and send me. Prashant Kaire, till now no answer has come from you. Smriti Tiwari, I didn't get any answer for the questions what I am asking. Take care and be safe till we meet in the next class. Okay? Be ready for the assessment which will take place on Monday. Yes.